Sydney the Sloth's Samoan scrutiny. Sydney had just been given the prestigious, and self-appointed, task of reviewing dishes from a local Samoan earth oven, feast. His editor, a very patient tortoise named Gary, had given him a deadline of, before the next lunar cycle. Palasami, taro leaves baked in coconut cream. Sydney approached the palasami with the gravity of a brain surgeon. The aroma was rich and creamy. He leaned in slowly, so slowly, in fact, that a small, friendly lizard mistook his nose for a branch and briefly settled on it. Sydney didn't flinch. Finally, he took a tiny, almost imperceptible bite. Sydney's note, day 1, the initial sensation, is one of texture. It is smooth. The subtle bitterness of the taro leaf is expertly balanced by the creamy, unctuous embrace of the coconut milk. I believe I detect a faint hint of salt. Or perhaps that is just my own sweat from the exertion of chewing. Gary's editorial comment, rating, 4 out of 5 stars. Good start, but please try to use more adjectives that aren't slow-moving and pensive. Efealafu taro, taro boiled in coconut milk. The taro was placed before him. It was a firm, starchy cube, glistening with coconut milk. This was a challenge of mass and density. Sydney stared at the dish for 45 minutes, processing its very existence. A fly landed on the taro, took a short nap, woke up, and flew away, bored. He finally raised his fork. The movement took a full 2 minutes. Sydney's note, day 3, the palasami was an overture, the taro is the main symphony. Its density is formidable. It requires significant mastication. It sits in the stomach like a small, comfortable stone. The flavor is earthy, a tribute to the soil. I must now rest to gather the energy required for the second half of this tuber. Gary's editorial comment, rating, 3.5/5 stars. Sydney, mastication is a great word, but the review is due next week. We are concerned. Oka, raw fish marinated in lemon juice and coconut cream. The oka was cool, fresh, and vibrant, a dish designed for immediate consumption. This presented a philosophical dilemma for Sydney. Could he move faster than his nature allowed? He couldn't. He lowered his head toward the bowl. A local dog, seeing the raw fish unattended, wandered over, licked the back of Sydney's ear, a great insult in sloth culture, and then scarfed down 90% of the oka in a single, rude gulp. Sydney looked up, 30 seconds after the theft was complete. Sydney's note, day 5, the experience was fleeting. The aroma was bright, citrusy, hinting at a marvelous freshness. The texture. I can only report on the texture of the bowl, which is smooth ceramic. The flavor profile, as best as I can extrapolate from the lingering scent in the air, was likely exquisite. Gary's editorial comment, rating, 1 out of 5 stars, for the ceramic. Sydney, please get a security detail. Pua'e Samoa, roast pork. The pork arrived, beautifully crisp and fatty. Sydney, determined to learn from his past failure, decided to review the pork while the chef was carving it, hoping to get a bite before external factors intervened. He finally reached out a paw, moving with the speed of cooling lava. He managed to touch the edge of the skin. Sydney's note, day 7, the surface tension of the skin, even before consumption, conveys its crispness. It is a tactile triumph. The warmth radiating from the meat is a comfort. The implied savoriness is a promise of joy. I have made contact. I will now use this moment to gather my thoughts and then attempt to ingest the physical sample. Gary's editorial comment, rating, TBD. Stop reviewing the food's aura. Eat it. Unfortunately, by the time Sydney finally opened his mouth, the pork had been divided among the rest of the village guests, and only a single, sad piece of crackling remained. Poi, mashed ripe bananas and coconut cream. Sydney looked at the dessert. It was sweet, mushy, and delicious. This, he realized, was the perfect dish for a sloth. No chewing required. He plunged his face directly into the bowl and stayed there for several blissful hours. Sydney's final note, Day 10, the poi is the apotheosis of Samoan cuisine. It requires zero effort. It is the flavor of ease. Banana, sweet. Coconut, rich. I rate this dish 5 out of 5 stars. Sydney successfully met his deadline, submitting his 3,000-word review, the majority of which was a 1,500-word analysis of the smooth ceramic bowl, exactly 1 day before the next lunar cycle. He was a very satisfied, and slightly sticky, sloth.